Hosted by the NFL alumni.
Hey, just ask anyone who's been there and they rave about it. We're talking about the Camellia Show Spectacular at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. This winter's cool and rainy weather has made this year's show bigger and better, the best in 50 years. Come on out, bring the family or your out-of-town guests. This rare treat is free. And while you're there, check out Bob's special Camellia Show buys. Regular $5.99 Gerber daisies, just $2.99. Frost-proof gardenias, only $8.99. An absolutely huge selection of fruit trees, number 5 size, just $49.99. And at Bob Wines, you can get all the other stuff that makes your garden grow, and it's all at super low prices. Don't forget that tree sale. Buy one, get a second one for half price. It's today at Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 2, in the same blooming place for 66 years.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. All right, 24 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Boy, we're hitting him out of the park today, Robin. Our next guest has another book that is just doing unbelievably well on Amazon. Number 6 on Amazon in the LGBT category. Number 12 in the Catholicism category. And the book I'm referring to is Hiding Out. Sorry, I had my notes were in the wrong place. A memoir of drugs, deception, and double lives. Tina Alexis Allen is on the phone. She's an actress, a playwright, a producer, a scriptwriter. She appeared on the television series The Outsiders. And what a story she has told us in this book. Let me take this phone call. Good morning, Tina. Thank you for being on the air with us today.
Good morning.
Where are you?
Good morning. I'm so happy to be with you. I'm in New York City. Big bad New York.
Big bad. No, we love New York. No, don't say bad. We love New York.
We love New York.
Yeah. And I can't say I've been to Ocala.
Yes, that's it. Ocala. Yes, it's got like a harder A. Yeah. Is it a difficult decision to talk about yourself so honestly and so personally? Was that a difficult decision?
The decision wasn't difficult. I think, if anything, my only hesitation or pause, I should say, was just that I have 12 siblings, and I understand that even though this book is my wild, mad, scandalous story of secrets and lies, it's partly their story too, in the sense that they have the same, father, and he is a big part of this, and a lot of the secrets and lies are his, and they do already know everything really that's in the book. I mean, maybe not the detail, maybe not the graphic level of it all, which we know it is graphic, purposefully, but that was the only thing that gave me pause. But I was ready. I'm ready to own it, and I'm not of it, as they say, right?
Obviously, in 10 minutes, we're not going to be able to spoil the book, but with the intent to not spoil it, can you tell us some of the secrets that you and your father that you share for us,
sure,
strangers? Can you tell us some of the secrets?
Absolutely. So the double lives in the title, a memoir of drugs, deception, and double lives, is my father was a very devout Catholic, and he shared some of those double lives with me when I was about 18. So the book chronicles sort of these years together when we became each other's confidant and drinking buddy. He basically came out to me. This is on the jacket cover, so I won't spoil anything that's not in the synopsis. But basically, when I was 18, I was keeping a lot of secrets. I came of age at a very fast, lightning speed because of stuff that happened to me as a kid, which I talk about in the book. But by 18, I was running wild. And anyway, my dad sort of picked up on my secrets, which is that I was with a woman at the time. And then he basically said, I know. And then he said he was basically gay too, that he had buried his lover before he met my mother in the war, World War II in the Middle East. Wow. And then, but was also still active. And so that was the complicated part because, I adored my mother and had to keep that secret or chose to keep it for a few years and protect him, protect me. So it gets wild. And then he also secretly worked for the Vatican. And I won't share more than that, but I do discover that when we get close.
Oh, wow. I don't know. The way I look at it is that if you are gay and you're Catholic, I don't think you should be hiding it or should be ashamed. And maybe that's how the world is changing. There was a story right out of New York after 9/11. The priest, the beloved priest, I can't remember his name. Gosh, I'm sure you know his name. I think he's got a statue in Times Square, right?
Yes. I can't recall his
but
name.
anyway, the beloved priest.
Was it the bishop?
Maybe bishop, but he was gay, remember? And he died in 9/11. He had a heart attack. He didn't die from the explosion, but he was helping to clean up, and he had a heart attack and died. And he was gay, and all the firefighters knew that, and all the firefighters loved him. And the one thing that came out was, well, how can you be gay if you're celibate? Because he took a vow of celibacy. And I think it taught us all a side lesson after that horrible event.
Well, yeah, and I think that what happens is when people feel that they have to carry secrets, whether it's about their sexuality or other things, it really hurts the family, and it hurts, the people that are close to them, because nobody's really dealing straight. And I think it's the shame of all that keeps people in the dark and hiding. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to tell this story, is because keeping the secrets of my father and holding him as just this holy guy isn't the truth. It's not the whole truth. And I think if we keep carrying that secret and we pass on that legacy of shame and hiding, and that's not the legacy I want to leave.
Do you think that your opinion of your father or your feelings for your father became stronger, or did you lose respect for him when he told you the secrets?
No, in fact, I think what happened is I really didn't like my father prior to him coming out to me. He wasn't always such a nice guy. He drank a lot. He wasn't very kind to my mom. And so I didn't really feel close to him in any way. So what happened is I became his chosen one overnight. When this secret, came out,
right.
It's as if we did a 360, and I actually had a dad for the first time, which is what made it so complicated, is that I really did love that he was
How old were you?
accepting me. I was 18 when it happened,
okay.
and then the book goes sort of into my early 20s until it blows up.
In all of the passports that your dad hid and the cash, were you globetrotters?
Well, yeah. He always had a lot of money to tip, and seemed to always have a lot of cash. That was for sure. And we did. Once we sort of got to be buddies in this secret bubble we were living in, I traveled a lot with him. We'd meet in Athens or Rome, in the Middle East. We went to Jordan. I discovered one of his passports there. So, he was basically a Catholic travel agent from Washington, D.C. So all the access he had to the Vatican was just odd, and so was all the money that we had growing up in Chevy Chase, Maryland, with 13 kids. It's like, where did all the money come from, Dad?
Well, I love the cover. That's you on the cover, the little girl?
It is. Yeah. You learn quickly when you have 12 older brothers and sisters that you better sleep with your food.
So what kind of feedback are you getting, or is it too early? I know it's a brand new book. What is the feedback?
Well, thank you for making all those announcements about my ranking. I had no idea. It's 3 days in, I think. I think the publication was Tuesday. I had an incredible, I have chills saying it, review that started in the Washington Post. Other publications have picked it up. Just such a positive review. And one thing I keep getting consistently, and again, it's early, is how fast people are reading it. Like it's the page turner that they can't put it down, and that's what the Post had said in their review. So that's fun and a little surprising, because you never know how it's going to go. And I hope people get touched by it. I think people are reaching out to me too with their own stories already, that this happened to me, or I've never heard my own story told like this, or that happened to me. So that's good.
And that's what you're doing with this book. I mean, gosh, it takes a lot of courage to do this, especially when you have family and everything, and you don't want to disappoint anybody. But you're helping others come through their own fog that they're dealing with and their families, and this is going to make the world a better place, I think.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I sure hope so. It is my intent, and I thought the good that might come out of this would outweigh, some of the painful stings that a few of my siblings might be feeling who aren't all the way on board. But overall, I do have my family's support, and I want people to know that if they're in a dark place, that there's another side, and owning their story is the first step, and not being ashamed of it, whatever it is, whatever it is.
Do you know, my sister had a secret for almost all of her life. She had been raped when she was 11 by one of our cousins, and she never told. She never told anybody. And when she told me, she was probably 40 or so, and she told me, "Please don't tell Mom and Dad." And I said, they need to know. And she said, no. And so I told them, and she kind of didn't like me for about a year. But coming out of hiding, so to speak, I'm trying to apply this to what your experience is, changed her for the better in every way possible. Her the burden that was on her shoulders was finally lifted, and it sounds like that might be true for you. You're not hiding out anymore, and that's a good thing.
It's a great thing, and I had a call with one of my brothers that some stuff went on, and I don't want to reveal that over the air as a spoiler, but there's some tough stuff that happened, and I spoke to one of those brothers this weekend and actually found out sort of one of his dark secrets that sort of makes perfect sense of why his behavior evolved into what it was. So I feel like the fact that I wrote this book just gave him permission to say something to me that he said, "You're only the third person to know this, and I haven't told my wife." And like you and your sister, you gave her the space. She trusted you enough. She opened up to you, and then you were able to hold the space for her with your parents. Yeah. And all of a sudden, she's not having to carry all that dark shame.
Yeah. No.
It is universal.
I think hiding out in the sense that you're talking about in the book, or the sense of what my sister did, was it's not a healthy thing. It's much healthier to come out and say, you know what, this is who I am. Have you seen this movie? Oh, what was that movie with the girl with the beard? Oh,
The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
I don't know if this applies to you, but that one song that the bearded girl sings, it's just awesome. I mean, Accept Me for Who I Am. Have you seen this?
I have not seen it, but I like the title. I mean, that is in the end what this is about. Is about everyone getting comfortable in their own skin. Yeah. That's the path to freedom. So.
Well, thank you for being on the air with us. I put the cover of the book, and I found your photo on Amazon also, and so it's part of the podcast as well. I have a copy of the book. If I have a listener who would like the copy, just call me right now, 622-9622. You can have this one for free. The rest of us have to go buy a copy if we want it. It's on Amazon. Do you want to leave us with a website?
My website?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. People can follow me at TinaAlexisAllen.com, and I'm all over social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If they want to follow me and talk about the book, I'm happy to engage.
All right, let me quickly give the book away. Good morning. You've got the book. Who's this?
Gene, hi.
Gene, hi. You got it. It's waiting for you here.
Okay, I'll pick it up in a little while.
All right. Thank you. Tina, thank you for being on the air with us today. That was fun.
Thank you both so much. Beautiful. All right. Take care.
You too. We will be right back. This is The Source, WOCA.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
Is that couch cushion sinking lower every time you sit in it? Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's upholstery